And now, Internet Everything proudly presents Fiftifiverella. It is based on the story of Cinderella, with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there lived a young woman named Fiftifiverella. Fiftifiverella had 10 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Fatina, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella. Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella. May Fiftifiverella do all the chores. 55er wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yvonne, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella all together. One day, the king of 55's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, hear ye! The king of 55 is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Quinquadragintupling. But Fiftifiverella is not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. He's going to marry me, said Fatima, the oldest stepsister. Ivana said, No way, Fatima. He's going to marry me. The rest said, No, he's going to marry me. Later, Fiftifiverella is so sad, distraught and upset doing chores about not going to the ball, and marry Prince Quinquadragintupling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts Fiftifiverella by saying, There now, my dear sweet Fiftifiverella. I can help with a bit of magic, and waves her magic wand. And because of that, Fiftifiverella's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Fiftifiverella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice. Luckily, Fiftifiverella has 55 pumpkins and 110 mice. Fiftifiverella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 55 pumpkins into a handsome coach, the 110 mice into horses, and Fiftifiverella's fairy clothes into a gown and crown. Fiftifiverella says, I've never seen such a quinquadragintupling-tastic gown. Get a load of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? Fiftifiverella's fairy godmother says, Well, you can't. But have fun, Fiftifiverella. But I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will change back to the way it was before. Back to normal. And gives her a clock to tell her what time it is. Fiftifiverella accepted the warning and climbed into the coach. Meanwhile, at the ball, the king of 55 says, Good evening, everyone. My son, Prince Quinquadragintupling, was wondering who he owed to marry. Isn't that right, son? In which Prince Quinquadragintupling responds, Yes, father. Suddenly, Fiftifiverella arrives just in time for the ball. Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella say, He's walking towards me! All together, but he's not walking towards any of them. Prince Quinquadragintupling is walking towards Fiftifiverella. May I have this dance? Asks Prince Quinquadragintupling, in which Fiftifiverella responds, I would be delighted. Prince Quinquadragintupling and Fiftifiverella dance happily together. But later, as 55erella checks her clock, it's almost midnight! And so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Quinquadrajigin Toppling is really sad and worried that he might never see 55erella again. The king of 55erella comforts him by saying, There now, son. I think we'll be able to find her. And so, the king of 55ingham and Prince Quinquadrajigin Toppling began their journey all around 55ingham to find 55erella and brought the glass slipper with them. By the time they arrive, they knock. Prince Quinquadrajigin Toppling knocks on the door of the house where 55erella and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters live. But instead of 55erella, they find her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters. Prince Quinquadrajigin Toppling then says, Ladies, my father and I have a favor to ask. Can you try on this glass slipper? Fatima is first, but her foot is too big. Ivana is next, but her foot is too small. Nonsense! It fits, she said. The rest are the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince Quinquadrajigin Toppling and the king of 55ingham noticed 55erella singing. Prince Quinquadrajigin Toppling, is that you? She hollered excitedly. Prince Quinquadrajigin Toppling says, Of course it's me. My father and I found you. I love you. Will you marry me? And the glass slipper fits. And so, 55erella, the king of 55ingham, and Prince Quinquadrajigin Toppling lived happily ever after. The end. And I bet it was a fun story, right, Andrew Stewart? I've been debating on making some sequels. So, if you want to see maybe someday 55erella 2, 55 Wishes Come True, tell your friends about it, okay? And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything. And buy our merchandise at AndrewDoesEverything.com. And have you found your prince or princess? Just let me know. And maybe my Cinderella parodies will come true and become real. Take care, Andrew Stewart. Bye. And now, Andrew Stewart, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 55erella 2, 55 Wishes Come True. A sequel to 55erella, based on the story of Cinderella, with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon two times, 55erella and Prince Quinquadrajigin Toppling were happily married. But Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella are extremely jealous about it. Have lots of tricks up their sleeves. They can do anything to stop them. No fair! I thought Prince Quinquadrajigin Toppling was gonna marry me, exclaimed Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella all together. A year later, 55erella and Prince Quinquadrajigin Toppling are pregnant, but gravely ill. Luckily, 55erella's fairy godmother knows a spell that can cure her. And not a minute too soon, 55erella is cured, and so is the baby, who is a young girl named Queenie. Meanwhile, Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella find a strange magical medallion that grants 55 wishes. This gives them an idea to use it to cause chaos. The first wish is to witch Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella say, "We wish to be super strong," and the medallion grants their wish. So they have 54 wishes left. "Not so fast!" shouts Fiftifiverella's fairy godmother. But before she could cast a spell, Fatima, the oldest stepsister, punches her into the air, causing her magic wand to fall out, hit the ground, and go haywire. Fiftifiverella tries to save her fairy godmother by facing her magic wand, but magically turns into a frog. Luckily, the king of 55 explains that there's only one way to fix Fiverella's fairy godmother's magic wand. Is to talk to the old wand maker. But before he can finish, Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella lock him up and then steal 55-Rella's fairy godmother's magic wand. "Whatever will we do?" whimpers 55-Rella, who is now a frog. Her daughter, Queenie, knows what to do. She grabs the medallion from Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella, and says, "I wish everything was back to the way it was before. And then, I also wish Mommy's fairy godmother's magic wand is fixed, and not a minute too soon. Everything is back to the way it was supposed to be. And 55-Rella's fairy godmother wand is now fixed." "What should we do now?" asks Prince Quinquagin. Queenie suggests turning Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella into stone so that they can't cause any more trouble. And so, they agree. 55-Rella's fairy godmother then chants the magic words. "Fippity foopity ice cream cone, magic wand, turn them into stone," and waves her magic wand, which is now fixed and not a minute too soon. Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella are now stone statues so that they can't cause any more trouble. And the king of 55 says, "My granddaughter Queenie, well done! If you save the day 5 times in a row, I'll make you a hero." And they, along with 55-Verella and Prince Quinquagin, live happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew Stewards. Don't forget to subscribe, like it, share, and introduce everything. And buy our merchandise at introduceeverything.com. Take care. Bye.